Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another video. It is me, once again, screaming into the void of the internet. I just got off work. I basically did a freaking 9-hour shift, and now I'm just essentially waiting for my ride. You know. I'm gonna go ahead and cut to the chase, guys. It's not necessarily bad news, but it's not good news. And is it really any surprise, considering who you're listening to? Don't worry, nothing like bad, like, you know, I didn't lose my job or nothing, but essentially, the chick whose house we're staying at, essentially, she isn't going to renew her lease. So, after, like, this one runs out, and she said, like, that probably is going to happen within, like, 3 months or something. Now, she could change her mind, you know, we'll see. But, so far, you know, like, she said that essentially, you know, she's going to, you know, let it run out. And we're going to go ahead and, you know, be looking for, I guess, a new place, you know. Now, I'm not panicking or anything because, you know, like, at least I have a job and, you know, I'm earning money. But, you know, like, there were skills that I wanted to learn before I, like, fully left here and stuff like that. And it's not like I'm going to have, like, enough money, like, all together and stuff like that, you know, just to go. Like, if I could find, say, a room that was, like, close to this area or something like that, maybe, but the fact of the matter is this is a very, like, this is like, basically, like, a very rural area, right? And then where I basically am is in the urban part of it, and so it's, like, basically, like, a mega plaza, where, like, they have tons of plazas where, you know, they have, like, department stores, Home Depots, you know, like, freaking gaming stores, restaurants, stuff like that. So I'm essentially next to that. So I don't really see, like, housing places other than, you know, the, like, community that we're in. But, I'm just saying that because I'm like, yeah, that's a little bit irritating, you know? Like, again, it's not like we're homeless or anything right now. And to be honest, knowing this chick, you know, like, she probably would still want us to, like, you know, live with her and stuff like that, but I don't know. You know, like, I'm just saying because, you know, gotta be prepared. Fortunately, I'm just happy to have work and whatnot. You know, even though I'm out here doing, like, 9-hour, 10-hour shifts sometimes, you know, I'm still happy to be working. But there's no denying that 3 months, I'm just very glad that I got something before then. Like, if anything, if, like, crap really hits the fan, I could always, like, you know, just ask to go back to Miami, have my friend, like, get me and stuff like that. Because I could probably have a transfer, you know, and that way maybe I can, like, transfer to a restaurant down in Miami. But my god, that would suck so much dick, dude. I actually like this place. I do like this place because my coworkers aren't pieces of crap. There aren't ratchets. But, you know, not having any kind of support circle is pretty rough when you're, like, starting out and stuff like that, right? Because I do need someone to teach me how to drive, you know. I really do. So, you know, there are things that I really need to learn how to do, you know, while I'm around people. And I did plan on this. Now, it's not necessarily that I can't do this. I'm sure that I probably could learn these things before then, but, you know, I don't know. Now, like I said, I don't see this as, like, a bad thing, because, like I said, I am working and whatnot, but the truth of the matter is, I don't really know what the heck my folks are going to do, because, realistically speaking, I'm the only one who really put initiative in to, like, try and get work this bad, you know? I'm really the only one who did. You know, and nothing against them, because, like, they were so used to, like, working for themselves, like, they were contractors back in Miami. But, you know, if you don't have any way to advertise your services here, then, you know, if you either got to get a job or you got to start advertising your services, and they're not doing that, so, yeah. Either way, man, it's just, I don't really know. Like, I think we just gotta see what we can do, boys, because it's all we can really try and do. So, I'm probably gonna keep trying to take the long hour shifts and stuff like that. Maybe I'll just keep putting in, like, you know, hours like this, work until closing, like, 9-hour shifts, 8-hour shifts. It sucks, my feet hurt, but, you know, like, I get paid good, you know. I get paid good, but the problem is I get paid bi-weekly. You know, that's something that I didn't mean. I missed payroll when I originally got hired, so it's like I essentially have to wait, I'm not going to say a full month to get paid, but, you know, I certainly haven't gotten paid, like, you know, for, like, some of the work that I've done this far. The only thing I got paid for is the paid training that I had. So, I got, like, a small bit of money from that. And it wasn't, like, you know, small, like, pathetic. It was just, like, a couple $100, like, 300. So, you know, like, it's nice, but it's certainly not, like, compensation for, like, the actual work that I have been doing since I've gotten hired. So, yeah, I'm kind of waiting on that. You know. But, I don't know. I'm trying to, brainstorm, like, things to do. I'm not worried. Like I said, I don't think that this is something to worry for, guys. So, you know, I'm just saying, like, it really does put a, wrench in the plans, because the plan was to stay here for, you know, a while, till I get a little bit of stability, maybe, like, $5,000, $8,000, you know, get a hold of a moped or something like that. You know, to have ways to get some transportation, look around for rooms to rent, things like that. But if it's gonna happen in 3 months, you know, like, at most I'll have, you know, like, 6 paychecks, right? Because I get paid bi-weekly, you know? So, I don't know, like, I'm just thinking about how this is gonna work, you know? Because the truth of the matter is this, like, I'm not gonna, like, blow all my money on my folks. That's not happening, you know? I love them, but respectfully speaking, they're not willing to put in some effort to, like, get a job, then, yeah. Because, like, even if they're coming to, like, say, pick me up, right? The fact of the matter is that's the freaking least that they can do, okay? That's the freaking least that they can do. That's how I see it. No, they're not obligated to do it by any means, but let's be real, like, I certainly didn't get here by myself, you know, so, yeah. And considering that they're not actually employed right now, like, you know, it's not like they got anything better to do. So, yeah. But, I'm not gonna, like, keep this video going on, like, forever or anything, because, respectfully speaking, I am exhausted. And I can't really formulate my thoughts very well, because I am exhausted. I've been here since, essentially, like, what, like 3:30 or something. It's like probably 2:20 a.m. Basically got off work at like 1:40 because I had to go to closing, and so, yeah. But it's been a long day, but I'm not complaining, dude. One thing that I hate is all these cocksuckers that sit around here and just say the younger generation is just too lazy to work. Meanwhile, I'm over here casually putting in like 9-hour shifts, 10-hour shifts, you know, like... It's not about being lazy, you dumb arses. It's just about needing a goddamn chance. And so often, we aren't even presented with chances, you know? That's why I'm savoring this job. You know, I'm content at this job. I really am. And I just hope that whatever happens, we at least still have a place with this check, because we need it, man. But I think this might be my ride, so I'm going to go ahead and leave it here, folks. Thank you for listening. God bless. I'll see you next time.